Before you pick up the stitches, you are instructed to embroider 2 horizontal lines onto the knitting using chain stitch. This is not visible in the piecing diagram or in the photograph of this square in the mail-outs. However, you can see it here embroidered across the bottom and across the top. It frames the centre square, square number 5. The embroidery is actually here at the bottom along the last row of square 4 and along the first row of square 6. I'm going to show you how to embroider chain stitch onto your knitting using this cream piece of knitting so that you can see quite clearly where the needle is going. You take your needle in through the work, through a gap between the stitches. So the needles come up from the back towards the front. Then you put your needle back into that same gap and under the width of 1 whole stitch. Remember that the knitting is this way up, but you're embroidering sideways. Okay. The yarn around the needle, draw it through, and you have your first chain. You'll then put your needle back into that same gap where the yarn's coming out of, which is through the middle of the chain you've just made, and you take your needle under the next stitch, which is like going under 2 bars or 2 legs. Take the yarn around the needle, the point of the needle, pull the yarn through nice and slowly, and just tighten up until it covers that stitch underneath it and it looks neat on top of the knitting. Just repeat that once more. It's needle in and under the width of 1 whole stitch, and you must stay in the same row of stitches going across so that the line of embroidery is completely straight across the knitting.